Here we will discuss about gears. A gear is a wheel provided with teeth which mess with the teeth on another gear or on a rack. Rotary motion can be transferred from one shaft to another by a pair of rolling cylinders. The transfer of motion between the two cylinders depend on the frictional forces between the two surfaces in contact. Slip can be prevented by the addition of meshing teeth to the cylinders. So, gear is a most commonly used device for power transmission and motion transmission. Gear is also used to change the direction of motion. A number of devices such as differentials, transmission gearboxes, planetary drives, etc. used in many machinery use gear as basic component. And we have different types of gears like bevel gear, spur gear, etc. First we will discuss the gear nomenclature or gear terminology. So what are the parts or things are present in a gear? We will discuss here. So here we can see the diagram of a cut section of gear. And here we will study all the parts of a gear. The first thing, that is pitch circle. So which one is known as pitch circle? Here we can see the pitch circle. So it is an imaginary circle which would transmit the same motion as the actual gear by pure rolling action. The diameter of pitch circle is known as pitch circle diameter. Then addendum circle. Here we can see the addendum circle. A circle concentric with the pitch circle and bounding the outer end to the teeth is called an addendum circle. The diameter of addendum circle is known as addendum circle diameter. Then we will see the addendum. This one here we can see addendum. This is addendum. So it is the radial distance between pitch circle and addendum circle. Here we can see this is our pitch circle and this is addendum circle. So it is the radial distance between pitch circle and addendum circle. So next one is dedendum circle. The dedendum circle is also known as root circle. The dedendum circle is also known as root circle. A circle concentric with the pitch circle and bounding the bottom of the tooth is known as dedendum circle or root circle. Then dedendum. Here we can see. So it is the radial distance between the pitch circle and the dedendum circle. The dedendum is the radial distance between pitch circle and dedendum circle. Then clearance. The difference between the addendum of one gear and dedendum of the other mating gear is called clearance. Then working depth. It is the sum of addenda of two mating gears. Means whenever two gears are mating with each other for the purpose of power transmission or motion transmission, then if we will add the addenda of both the circle, then we will get the working depth. Then circular thickness or thickness of the tooth. The length of arc between the sides of a gear tooth measured on the pitch circle is known as circular teeth thickness or thickness of tooth. Then tooth space, or here we can see that is width of space. It is the width of the recess between two adjacent teeth measured along pitch circle. Then backlash. It is the difference between the tooth space and the tooth thickness. Then face. It is the action or working surface of the addendum. Here we can see the face. Then flank. The working face of the dedendum is called flank, this part. Then top length. It is the surface of top of the tooth, means it is the topmost surface of tooth, that is top length. Then bottom length. It is the difference between the tooth space and tooth thickness. It is the difference between tooth space and tooth thickness. Hole depth. It is the total depth of the tooth space equal to the addendum plus dedendum. Means if we will add the addendum and dedendum, we will get hole depth, this one. Next, tooth fillet. It is the radius or fillet radius which connects the root circle and the tooth profile. Here we can see the bottom surface of the tooth which is a circular face, that is this small radius is known as tooth fillet or fillet radius. Then piece circle. The distance measured along the piece circle from a point on one tooth to the corresponding point on an adjacent tooth is called circular pitch. So, circular pitch is denoted by PC, which is equal to pi d by t, where d is pitch diameter and t is number of teeth. Then pitch diameter. It is the diameter of piece circle. It is measured by dp. Then diametral pitch. Number of teeth on a wheel per unit of its pitch diameter is called diametral pitch. So PD equal to T by D and PC into PD equal to pi. Next one is module. It is the reverse of diametral pitch. Means it is the ratio between the pitch diameter and the number of teeth. It is known as a module. It is denoted by M, where M equal to D by T. D is the diametral pitch diameter and T is number of teeth. So these are all the terminologies or terms related to gear, what we have discussed here. Next one, we will see the forms of gear and types of gear. So we have discussed we have different types of gear. So those are spur gear, helical gear, bevel gear, worm gear, rack and pinion. One by one we will discuss all. First we will discuss about spur gear, and here we can see the types of gear diagram and teeth of the gear. So first we will discuss the spur gear. In this first diagram we can see spur gear. So a spur gear is a gear wheel or pinion for transmitting motion between two parallel shafts. Here these two gear are connected to two parallel shafts. This is the simplest form of the gear drive. This is the simplest form of the gear drive. And the teeth of the gear, spur gear, are involute. Means the teeth axis are parallel to the shaft axis. Next one is helical gear. In the second and third diagram we can see helical gear. Helical gear has inclined teeth. These helical or inclined teeth ensure smooth action and more accurate maintenance of velocity ratio. Here we have two types of helical teeth are there. In the first picture we can see that is single helical gear or the teeth are single helical. But in the second diagram we can see the double helical gear. the next type of gear is bevel gear. Bevel gear transmit motion between two shafts which intersects each other. Here in the first diagram we can see the bevel gear transmitting power in between two shafts, that is both the shafts are intersecting to each other. Here in this picture these are intersecting in right angle. So the first gear is rotating in suppose y axis, then the second gear is rotating in x axis. Next one is worm gear. Here the second diagram we can see worm gear. Worm gears connect two non-parallel and non-intersecting shafts which are usually at right angles. Here we can see two gears are there. One gear is having shaft which is in y axis, another gear is having the shaft which is in x axis, but here both are not intersecting to each other. These are separated, means here we can see non-parallel and non-intersecting shaft, but in bevel gear the shafts are intersecting each other. So in worm gear the one gear is called worm and another is called the worm wheel. The shaft type of gear is known as, here we can see a gear having infinite teeth and non-circular shape, that is known as our worm, and the second gear, that is a wheel containing a finite number of teeth, that is our worm wheel. Both will giving rise the worm gear mechanism. The third diagram we can see rack and pinion. Here a rack is a spur gear of infinite diameter, what we can see here, and the rack will not rotate about its axis, but it will only translate or reciprocate. Then the second gear which is rotating on the surface of rack, that is known as pinion, that is a gear containing finite number of teeth. So the rack is used with a pinion to convert the rotary motion into rectilinear motion. As we know that gear are used to transmit motion from one shaft to another shaft, for that reason we have to mesh or mate two gears to transmit the motion of one gear into the another gear. The first gear which will transmit the motion is known as the driver gear, and the second gear which is receiving the motion or power, that is known as the driven gear. So here in gear drive we have a most important term, that is our gear ratio, or we can say that is velocity ratio. So consider a meshed gear that is A and B, and the gear A have 40 teeth and gear B have 80 teeth. So the gear ratio, that is denoted as G, equal to, that is omega A by omega B, means angular velocity of gear A divided by angular velocity of gear B, that is also equal to number of teeth on gear B divided by number of teeth on gear A. So that the gear ratio here is, that is 80 by 40 equal to 2. So we can find out, that is omega A by omega B equal to 2. So omega A equal to 2 omega B. So here we can also write omega A by omega B equal to dB by dA, which is equal to the gear ratio. Means the wheel B must have twice the diameter of wheel A. Gear ratio is used for the ratio of the angular speed of a pair of intermeshed gear wheels.